A team of students from Savannah College of Art and Design decided to address an issue a little closer to home: homelessness in Savannah. The aim of this project was to design a unified strategy to align group efforts for ending homelessness. The first co-creation was about presenting primary research and gathering more insights about the general overview of the systems. Also, it was to become familiar with organizations currently existing for those who are homeless. The team also wanted to meet everyone they would be working with and have them get familiar with each other. As an activity, they provided personas for each co-creation team to formulate ideas to assist further in the discovery stage. The team went over the wall chart, which included the purpose, project vision, and goals in the project, as well as the risks, social scenario, and constraints. It also included the focus areas, the cause, and the phases of homelessness, and a stakeholder map. The team asked people to get into groups and choose one of the presented personas so that they could understand each persona's typical day when they choose to get involved with these organizations. Some of our insights from the first co-creation session include: understanding people as individuals is key to helping them grow and change to a better life. It is hard to meet everyone's exact needs and wants. The system should not be a one-size-fits-all concept. Savannah has many resources that can help most of these needs, but they do not promote themselves well. People are not knowledgeable about the available resources. Users may find it hard to discover the right providers for some of their specific needs. There is an opportunity for Savannah service organizations, whether they're congregational, nonprofit, or governmental, to work together to create a coordinated entry system. We should adopt best practices from other communities and organizations, for example, 100,000 Homes in Nashville. A coordinated entry system and database would greatly benefit this system. The goal of co-creation session 2 was to define the problems identified during the discovery phase and begin funneling into solutions for the next. In order to do so, stakeholders needed to think together for what exists now and what can be implemented differently in the future. This co-creation session was broken down into 3 different exercises. The purpose of the first activity was to define the demographics. The second exercise was an idea generator. It benefited the team by exposing stakeholders to possibilities without boundaries and generating solutions. Stakeholders were asked to generate quick solutions, insights, and suggestions for present, near future, and future applications using the proposed questions. Some of the insights from co-creation 2 include: the executive director from Chatham Savannah Homeless Authority, Cindy, had the actual data and presented more specific numbers to the group. This resulted in a surprise for many stakeholders when they realized their perception of the homeless numbers were very different. It was also made aware to the team that there should be some sort of prevention campaign that involves educational workshops or involvement for the general public to break down homeless misconceptions. One of the major insights was a lack of centralized community involvement and how that has caused Savannah to have no improvement in city housing for the past 20 years. There is also a lack of opportunities for single women who are homeless. The third co-creation session was designed to let the class gain valuable insight into the client's opinions and ideologies. During this session, the team created 3 key steps: ideation, deliberation, and collaboration. They used these steps to build solid concepts as a group. There were some valuable insights taken from co-creation 3, including: feasibility was a hard characteristic to judge without any bias from the creators of the ideas. Thinking transformation is much more difficult than giving optimizing ideas. It was difficult not to judge ideas early on in the brainstorming exercise, which led to the debate between the groups. Each table developed its own language when writing their ideas on a chart, which made describing them to the group more difficult and challenging. Good ideas came from every table, and more importantly, from every organization represented in the co-creation session.
I think we're right at the right time in your classes sessions to start getting productive conversation going. People are responding to what should we be doing in the future versus what we're doing now, because we started out today, for example, at what we're doing now. So it's good that we're getting people to think about what we should be doing. More productive ways, not from a bad standpoint, but from a good standpoint, that they see that we do need to be doing things differently, because the result should be that we keep people from struggling. Let me give you a little story. Last night I was at a McDonald's away from downtown, and there was this lady, older lady, walking the thing with a cart with all of her possessions on that cart. So I tried to have a good reaction with her, and it was very difficult because she didn't know what, she probably had nobody talk to her like that. So the challenge is, how do you be supportive of somebody who you know is struggling?
The last section of this project was the delivery of ideas. This included the questions that addressed what purpose do these concepts serve, how do these concepts work together, what problems do these concepts hope to solve, and how will these concepts add value to the organizations. The first idea was an interactive kiosk. The problem is that many homeless people are not aware of the resources available to them, so this solution utilizes technology to reach out to homeless people in need of the services. There are 3 benefits of this system. It was free and easy and educational, it's risk-free, and it has self-sufficient funding. The second idea was an identification system. The problem is that there is no method for quickly verifying whether an individual is actually homeless, so the solution is to make an identification and verification process easy, fast, and simple. The benefits of this concept is that they're connected to transportation, so the general accessibility for involved organizations is better for communication and planning, and it minimizes paperwork. The third concept developed by the team is an alternative database. The problem is that HMIS requires an annual fee and extensive paperwork required by the federal government, and the solution is to design a universally acceptable database to benefit all service providers. The fourth idea is a Housing First initiative. The problem is that many individuals relapse into homelessness once they leave the shelters, and the solution is to provide long-term support by housing individuals first and then assess their specific needs after. The benefit of this is that it provides a great foundation for achieving self-sufficiency, it grants mental stability for homeless individuals, it gives a homeless person an opportunity to regain their sense of normalcy, it creates a centralized location to access resources and services, and it saves a substantial amount of money for taxpayers. There are 4 phases in the Housing First initiative. The first phase is to convince and raise awareness of homelessness in Savannah to the community. The second phase is to raise funding through Savannah's community and the culture involved with that. The third phase is to implement small models and show effectiveness of the Housing First plan. And then the final stage would be to build Savannah into a bigger homelessness model. With the help and collaboration from some of Savannah's most generous organizations, the team will continue to work towards providing opportunities for those in need.